Hello, YouTube. This is Waynisha Smith, and I'm here to review Star Wars Season 3, Episode 14. This one was all about the Sabine arc, and to tell you the truth, we always knew that Sabine would have to face her family one day, or have to come to terms with her family at some point. Maybe not face her, but face them, but maybe just comes to terms with her family situation. For Sabine, in this episode, she tries to move on from her family, where she's like, you know what? Forget those people. I can't do nothing about them. These people on the ship is my new family. I have accepted that. Let me move on about my life. And she was happy to have the dark saber, but there's something the man realized. She hasn't done anything with the saber yet. She hasn't said anything. I guess for Sabine, she doesn't want to go face back her family, and she was just trying to give her family, give that responsibility to leave the Mandalorians to somebody else. She felt like she wasn't the one for it. But truth be told, she probably is. Somebody else is probably for it, but I don't know who. But Sabine has to go. This is a show, y'all. She has to eventually face her family. It would be interesting to see her family again. So the Mandalorian guy is like, yo, Sabine, we need you to face. We all know how Star Wars ends, but he's like, we need you to raise an army to go against the Empire. And Hera and who else? Hera and Kanan basically asked her, can you please do this? She's not being forced, she's being asked. Basically, they're putting the pressure on her. And she's like, yo, since you asked, I'll do it. But Hera, Sabine is basically her own enemy in this because she's still dealing with the demons inside of her. And we see her training and we see her trying to do the movements, but she eventually just falls to doing Mandalorian tricks. She wasn't completely committing. And she was over-committing. Like, I guess she wasn't completely committing in here within herself. I guess she was still doubting herself. Like, still doubting the fact that whether or not she really wants to really wants to unite Mandalore under her guidance. And also dealing with her family. And then we learned why, in this episode, why she has such issues with her family. Like, she built weapons, and the Empire turned around and used them against her and her people. And because of that, she doesn't want any. And when she spoke out against it, her family just straight up betrayed her because they were afraid of the Empire. They went out against her. And I guess they just turned against her. That must have hurt it. Like in Mandalore, they're all about family. And if you're all about family, you feel like no matter what I do, my family's going to have my back and have my side. And when your trust is broken within your family, it's extremely hard to build with anybody else. And sometimes you don't build that trust with nobody after that. Like forever. So when that happened, it took her forever to trust the rebellion and to trust anybody. So for her to go back to Mandalorian, that would be just extremely hard for her. And I can understand why. So eventually she breaks out, and while Kanan basically pushes her and taunts her about some very sensitive stuff, and she just basically break out against him and say exactly what's on her mind, how she feels. And when she finally breaks out and how she feels, everybody can finally understand her. Even the Mandalorians got like, oh, so that's what happened. The Mandalorian was like, that's what really happened. That's why she's not popular with her family. And he sort of clicked in his head like, oh, so that was happening. And he basically now stands with her now that he understands the context of what happened. All the facts, all the context of what happened. He's probably like heard about the gist of what was going on, but probably never got it from the other side. Like, it's like us watching the news. You know how you sit there and watch the news and you hear a horrible story, and then you and then you hear the case and stuff. That's us just watching, but we don't really ever get to hear it from the other person's side of view. We never hear it. It's just the news, like headline, this guy murdered somebody, but we never hear from the other person's point of view, and we barely ever hear the whole case until we're like, not guilty. That's how I watch the news. Or guilty. That's how I watch the news anyway. Rarely would we ever hear the point of view. The man was like, oh, so I'm hearing it from her point of view, and maybe that's what actually happened. Maybe that's why and now he's like, I will follow you. And now she has everybody on her back and stuff like that. She always had the rebellion, but that Mandalorian guy was like, I'm willing to work with you. Like, I don't like the Empire and stuff like that. And now she has him at his back completely. And that was just a good moment for Sabine. I think she needed that. I think she needed to get those emotions out so she can better face her demons and stuff like that. It's still going to be an uphill battle for her, like when she eventually go meet her parents and stuff like that. But it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while before she like completely conquer all her demons. But this was a very good start. So yeah, this was a good episode. I support Sabine. Sabine is one of the story arcs that I kind of like in this story. I mean, I like Thrawn. My main story arc with Star Wars Rebels is that I love Thrawn. But Sabine is one of the story arcs that I kind of appreciate a lot too. So anyway, we gotta go back to in the beginning of this where we see the lore. The lore, how, as you all know, Star Wars has had a complete lore dump out where everything's being redone over, and now ever since they made the new Star Wars movies, and we're just now getting a few characters where they're now considered part of the new canon, and Thrawn is part of the new canon. I went back to Star Wars and I'm like, okay, so the only things that they are accepting a part of the lore of Star Wars is the Clone Wars, the cartoon Clone Wars, the 3 movies made by George Lucas, and the new ones that they're making in Star Wars Rebels, and Thrawn. They just now brought back Thrawn, and that's why I went back and watched all the episodes, and I'm now trying to get back to review all this before they come out with Star Wars Rebels Season 4. Anyway, Thrawn wasn't in this, but this episode was very good, and I appreciate it. But the lore of this, the lore of this show, we saw how the Mandalorian man tells him that how a Mandalore went to the Jedi Temple and liberated the Darksaber from the temple. Here's the thing about history, y'all. It's like one side said that it was liberated, and the other side's like, you straight up stole it. But I could totally see the Jedis go like, you know what, keep the Darksaber, okay? Keep it. We don't need y'all coming down our throats for that. We don't need to start a war over this. I could totally see the Jedis did that, but I don't know what the Jedis did when their Darksaber got stolen. I gotta go back and watch Star Wars Clone Wars to find out what they did. But anyway, the Darksaber, they said, was liberated, and one Mandalore had all of Mandalore follow him. And that's what the Darksaber represent on Mandalore. It's a beacon for all Mandalorians to follow a person, and if you have it, you can use it to unite the clans and basically raise a freaking army. Which I never understood about some cultures. Like, you only let this one symbol unite you so everybody follow you and stuff like that. For me, I guess it's like if Martin Luther King had a sword or something. I'd be like, I'll hear you out, but I'm not sure if I'll follow you or not. I'm so weird. But yeah, maybe. Like, for me, I hope some Mandalorians will be like, yo, you have the Darksaber, that's cool and all that good jazz, but I have to hear you out. I'm not going to follow you just because you wield a sword. I have to hear you. I will hear you out, though, before I make any decision. And I hope some Mandalorians are like that. I really do. So beyond anything else, this is a cool episode. I'll see you guys later. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. By the way, I'm think of a catchphrase to say in the beginning of my videos. I'm not sure. I don't know, guys. If you could tell me, I'm trying to think of a catchphrase. Let me know what you guys come up with, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.